Welcome in, YouTube, to the Dawntrail Healer Row Quests, where we help, I've already forgotten her name, Loashkana, I believe, because she's not standing in front of me on the map, because she disappeared because we finished the quests, where I believe we help Loashkana recover the Heartstein, an item of great importance to her village. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe down below, and hit that bell for notifications. All things that will help me with the YouTube algorithm, and that you can catch me live on Twitch at twitch.tv/CalebGamesHere, where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting between 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific Time. I love you, YouTube. Let's get on over to the gameplay. In the sting of things, Nyapine's gaze is transfixed upon the crowds until he spies you. What business do you have with me? Ah, my apologies. You were Brukivu's guest, were you not? I am Nyapine, and I have journeyed far from the northern valleys of Xak Tural to reach this grand city. Tell me, traveler, what is your name? I'm Arilith Initari. Arilith, rest assured, I shall remember. A shame that we must meet under these unfortunate circumstances. My village's prized possession was among the treasures stolen by the passage of the Unbound. It is known as the Heartstein, and the soul of a dread scorpion. One of the Tural Vidral is sealed within. The creature once hunted its prey using an array of toxins produced within its body, and was a menace to all. Those granted the Heartstein's gift may wield this fearsome power as they see fit. We believe the thieves have already taken it across the ocean to Eorzea, and it will doubtless wreak havoc in the wrong hands. Thus, I seek a healer to remedy any harm wrought by the Heartstein's toxins in that faraway land. I won't mince words, you are precisely the sort of woman I seek, and we must act quickly to avoid the worst. Will you lend us your aid? Aiding those in need is what I do best. You have my gratitude. To the matter at hand, then, while I was making inquiries here in Tuliolal regarding the thieves' whereabouts, some Eorzean merchants told me a rather intriguing tale. Specifically, those returning from Limsa Lominsa bring fell tidings. Tales of able-bodied men and women suddenly losing their vision. An all too familiar account, as the Heartstein allows mastery over all manner of poisons, including those that inflict temporary blindness. A great deal of training is required to properly utilize the Scorpion's gift, but the blinding toxin is one of the simplest to wield. It seems to me the brigands are the masterminds of these strange incidents, harnessing the treasure's power for their own nefarious ends. Loashkana, the village elder's daughter, makes for Limsa Lominsa in pursuit of the Heartstein. I intended to set sail with her, but my foot was badly injured by a strange mechanical doll during the thieves' ambush. Loashkana insisted I remain here to recover, and she would not take no for an answer. I must ask that you cross the sea in my stead, and provide Loashkana your aid, considering that our enemy wields deadly poisons. The danger is too great for her to face alone. Based on when she departed, I presume she's arrived at her destination by now. She boarded a merchantman captained by a woman named Baldbrita, who is primarily based in Limsa Lominsa. She may be able to help you locate Loashkana. This is the second time I have started this quest, because in the trashed video, I did not have the glowing border around my webcam. And I don't know how long that hadn't been there, because I had set that up quite a while ago. And then I think during the time when my OBS refused to connect to Twitch's servers, and during the process of like deleting and reinstalling, I think it just didn't happen. Might just be because I'm super close to it. I'm also not wearing a headset right now, because I genuinely just don't feel like it today. Maybe that's the wrong outlook to have while recording videos, but I just don't want to it's at. Maybe we turn the gate down just a smidge. Nah, it's already at. I'm Bald Breeder, and if you were planning to sell your healing services to me and me crew, don't. Me ship ain't setting sail for a short while. Looking for a Turali woman named Loashkana. Aye, she made the crossing with us, trying to retrieve some sort of treasure as I recall. I told her Hawker's Alley was her best bet for the latest chatter, so you may find her wandering thereabouts. Keep an eye out for a Huron lass in a red tunic carrying a spear on her back. She can't have gone too far. Well, she could have. Also don't know what accent I was going for there. There was like Irish a little bit at one point, and then English for like half. I don't know. It was a choice, and I'm not sure it was a good one. But we're gonna try and stick. Oh, she's not even in Hawker's Alley. Like that, where the quest is? That's not Hawker's Alley. The game is a liar. This is also the second set of these role quests that I've done. Don't know if this will be the second video that goes up to hit YouTube. All I know is that for sure, the tank role quests are the first one that goes up. We just got the, trying to get better at not saying as well. We just got the release date for patch 7.1, which is December 12th. I am recording this on, no, not December 12th, November 12th. I am recording this on November 1st, and I plan to release these, and again, I don't know what order they're going to be released in, except that tank is first. So you might be getting this explanation on the fourth or final one. I don't know. I plan to release like one a day before patch 7.1 drops, which means I need to finish the other 3 role quest lines as well, because we should be getting another set, not another set of role quests, but like a final series of role quests to tie it all up at some point during 7.1. But here we go. Here's Loashkana. Okay. Oh, hello there, stranger. Can I help you? Don't know what that accent was. Nyapine sent you to help, did he? Seeing as I've hit something of a dead end, your timing couldn't be better. I'm going to guess that she's from, like, Shaloni. And they, based off of the name, they have more of a southern vibe. So I will do my best to do a southern accent. I suppose proper introductions are in order, then. I am Loashkana of Xak Tural, and you are? Arilith Initari of Eorzea. Specifically, I hail from Gridania, since that's the starting city of the game that I started in almost 3 years ago now. A pleasure to meet you, Arilith. With that, we're strangers no longer. I'm not sure how much Nyapine's already told you, but I assume you'll want to hear more about the day of the theft. My father and Nyapine had just set a trap using one of the heartstrings toxins. We're on their way to return the treasure to its resting place. But an evil presence stirred in the wilds that night. Mechanical dolls with great glowing eyes leapt from the shadows and gravely wounded them both. My father survived the encounter, thankfully, but he was unable to give chase, and convalesces now in my home village. The culprit's faces eluded him in the darkness, but he heard 2 voices, a man's and a woman's. He recognized neither, so we're certain they weren't from our village. Whoever those 2 were, they must have been the ones controlling the dolls before making off with the heartsting. Brooke Evu said they were part of the Passage of the Unbound, but I'm afraid that's all I know of the culprits. Still, that may change if I can ascertain the cause of the recent blinding incidents that have occurred here. Unfortunately, I haven't had much luck asking around. The thought of addressing even one person here is, well, overwhelming. When you're from a remote village like mine, the few I've attempted to speak with were too busy to even listen in the first place. You, on the other hand, look ready to take on the world. Oh, if only you knew. I've saved it. Multiple times. Or at least this city. I'm sorry to ask this of you so soon after we've met, but could you help me gather the latest hearsay at the markets? I'm pretty pro at it, actually. Many things. I'll search the quieter districts for clues in the meantime, and hopefully not get myself lost along the way. Alright. I mean, I guess technically it is still Hawker's Alley. In my head, Hawker's Alley is specifically that section and that section where the markets are. Zwinberg. Racing chaos in the markets. Told the Yellow Jackets have been thoroughly investigating the matter in cooperation with the Adventurers Guild. If you're in a hurry, there's a Yellow Jacket making her rounds by way of the Fisherman's Guild. She'd be a good one to ask. Alright, I bet you we're gonna head towards the Fisherman's Guild after this. Is their name Cinnabon? Cinnabon. With 2 N's. Blinding incidents? Aye, I know of them. Started with some bad fruit at a stall in Hawker's Alley. Few bites in and folks suddenly go writhing on the ground like beach sea serpents, claiming they can't see a bloody thing. I don't blame them for raising hells with the shopkeep neither. Poor sods couldn't move an ill until the treatment came and they could see properly. Shopkeep was rightly furious about the whole ordeal and took it up with his longtime supplier. Escalated into a real spectacle, it did. Turns out the same problem was occurring at other stalls, and with fruit from different suppliers. So it didn't make sense to pin the blame on individual sellers if the whole supply chain's tainted. Even now, nobody knows what's causing it. Grim business, I tell you. I feel like there was an Australian accent in there for a bit. And then, like, Southern Australian? It was certainly a choice. It was certainly a choice. Why, yes, I know about the blinding incidents. I experienced it firsthand. I was rather peckish, so I purchased some fruit from a local stall and took a few bites on my way home. But before I knew it, my vision went dark. I stood there shaking and crying, terrified of what would happen if the darkness never faded. I thought I was alone, until I heard a woman nearby howling with laughter. Fortunately, I didn't suffer for long. A passing adventurer cured my sight with Asuna, and I went about the rest of my day as though nothing happened. But I haven't been able to look at fruit the same way since. Your investigation of Hawker's Alley has proven successful, but you sense there is more to be found. Seek out the Yellow Jacket on patrol, who may have further details on the blinding incidents. Alright, so to the Fisherman's Guild. I also like that it specifically mentioned Asuna, because that is one thing that Final Fantasy XIV healers are known to notoriously leave off of their hotbar, is Asuna, because it's pointless. It doesn't do nothing. Except it does, actually, because it heals healable status effects. Debuffs. 12 be good! You're Arilith Initari, aren't you? The Arilith Initari! It's an honor to meet the realm's vaunted hero up close. Is there aught I can assist you with? I hear all sorts on my rounds, so if it's information you're after, you've come to the right person. Ah, yes, the serial blindings. They're causing a terrible ruckus around here. You know, a woman in red came this way a few moments ago to ask about the very same. I take it you two are acquainted? Aha! I thought so. As I told her, another incident was reported yesterday morning. The victim bought fruit from a local vendor, took a few bites, then temporarily lost all vision, same as the rest. The vendor in question was last seen to the south of the Octant. so I'm headed there next to follow their trail. You're welcome to join me if it'll help your investigation. Alright. Up the stairs then, eh? Also, if it wasn't clear from the timeline of when we're doing the quest and, you know, all of the pumpkins and Halloween decorations around the area, the Halloween event is still going. All Saints Wake, which I have recorded, I have not edited. So, yep, that's it. He's paralyzed! We've got to do something! But I've no talent for healing magics, and I don't have any spine drops on me. Perhaps Asuna might do the trick? Alright. I'll Asuna you. Also, I'm going to adjust my webcam a smidge. That should work. I'm healed! I'm healed! Oh, thank the 12! And you lot, of course. Buddy, we need to have a talk about the 12. They're dead. I killed them. Last expansion's post-game alliance raids. They're gone. Excellent work, Arilith. On behalf of the Yellow Jackets, I owe you my thanks as well. Now, I hate to ruin the mood, but I'll need to report this to my superiors. Could you tell us what transpired here before we found you, sir? It was awful. Just awful, I tell you. I was walking home after another arduous day at work, minding my own business, when a Lalafellan merchant suddenly called out to me. You, my good man, look exhausted, he said. Why not soothe your weary spirit and fill your empty belly with one of the realm's sweetest apples? You've earned it. Nay, you deserve it. 'Twas a tempting sales pitch, but I wasn't keen to gamble on potentially cursed fruit. Sensing my apprehension, he proudly declared his merchandise safe to eat. He sounded sincere enough, even took a bite of the apple himself. No tainted fruit here, he boasted, just normal, honest-to-God's produce. Sold me the apple at a reasonable discount and all seemed well. That is until I took my first bite, and numbness spread through my body like wildfire. I collapsed to the ground, struggling to speak a single word. The vendor and his fruit had suddenly betrayed me, yet I knew not how. As I fell, a woman's shrill laughter echoed from a few yalms away, and the vendors soon followed. I never saw the woman for myself, what with the whole not being able to move business, but between her laughing fits, she made mention of a heart sting or some such. Oh, you poor dear. And this woman you mentioned, you're positive she spoke the word heart sting? As surely as the wind blows. For a mercy, neither she nor her vendor friend tried to steal my belongings, but they've certainly stolen my dignity. I hope those conniving charlatans get what's coming to them. Oh, this is dangerous fruit we're dealing with. First blindness, now paralysis. But first things first, I'm the realist. I should escort this man home. If you've a mind to pursue the perpetrators further, then have care out there, alright? Okay, well, I'm gonna lower my camera's angle just a smidge. Yeah, that's pretty good, I think. Alright, where... Loashkana. There's no doubt about it, then. That's not southern. I've lost the southern accent. Our thieves are at large, right here in Limsa Lominsa. The blinding toxin is simple enough to master, but it's unsettling how quickly they've learned to inflict paralysis as well. I just don't see what purpose this all serves. Were you able to learn anything of their motives? So they take pleasure in their victims' pain, but nothing more, At least nothing more that we know of. Whatever their true aim may be, we must discover it quickly, before more victims suffer at their hands. A hunter must adapt to their environment if they wish to snare their prey, but I have so much to learn about this place. Still, I've tracked them this far, which is a good start. For the time being, I'd like to petition those officers in yellow for any new information they acquire on the Heartsting's whereabouts. When we come across any promising leads, I hope I can count on your support again. You absolutely can. Loashkana seeks a word of advice, causing problems on purpose. Say, Arilith, can you spare a moment? I'll try to start on a positive note, then. The good news is that there have been no further incidents involving poison fruit. I should be happy about that, but it's not exactly conducive to tracking down our thieves. Despite my best attempts, my investigation's at a standstill. Arilith! I bring news from the Coral Tower. A Lalafellan man matching the description of the fruit vendor was seen leaving the city with a Huron woman. It seems they were making for Aleport. We've increased patrols of late, so if I had to guess, the culprits are finding it harder to operate within the city. Seems we've forced them to withdraw for the time being. Aleport, you say? That's on this island, isn't it? Yes, that's right. It's possible to go on foot, but the ferry by the Fisherman's Guild can take you straight there. While we Yellowjackets must continue to keep an eye on things here, it's reassuring to know an adventurer of Arilith's caliber is on the case. If you plan to pursue the suspects, Aleport's your best bet. That said, I should get back to work. It was an honor to meet you and your friend, Arilith. Safe travels to you both, and give those crooks a good thrashing for me. You got it. The city's protectors place so much trust in your abilities. I'm lucky to have you on my side. When I first set sail for Eorzea, I feared I'd never seen the Heartsting again. But we're one step closer to bringing it home. In any event, we'd best find our way to the port town before that pair of troublemakers defiles another fruit supply. I'll go on ahead and take the ferry. Meet me in Aleport once you're ready. Aye aye. To Aleport. Ah, there you are, Arilith. You're a welcome sight among such unfamiliar scenery. The ferry skipper was eager to teach me all about this place on the ride here, so I believe I have a general idea of what's what. Wouldn't want to lose my bearings on a hunt this important. I asked him about our merchants, but he said he hadn't seen a pair like that. The skipper did mention another merchant, one who's well versed in the comings and goings of his fellow traders. If anyone sighted our unlikely duo, it's him. Let's hope it's enough to put us on the culprit's trail again. The merchant we seek should be peddling his wares by the gates to Skull Valley, so let's start there. Alright, I can fly us on my new mount. It's actually a couple days old that I got it, but I got everything to level 100. So, we're not even going that far. I thought we would be going like all the way to like the north or south. Oh, but I remember now, those are called the Tide Gates. Knowledgeable merchant. Actually, let's see what Loashkana has to say. He matches the skipper's description. I think we found our merchant. You think so? You think we can keep talking right next to him and eventually he'll just... What do you... Okay, I'll talk to him first. Can I help you? Lalafell and I here traveling together. I've spied them. Though I'd never seen them before, they certainly made an impression. They sold some potions and elixirs to a pair of fresh-faced adventurers. On the cheap, from what I could tell. Those merchants really are our culprits, and those potions are most likely tainted with toxins. Toxins, you say? That don't bode well. The adventurers who bought 'em, a marauder named Weiselum and a conjurer named Zarek, already left for their next job. Said they were escorting one of the local farmers over to Swiftperch. They're good lads, the two of them. They've been making life easier for the small folk here ever since they arrived. And I'd hate to see something happen to them. Someone needs to warn them about those potions right quick. Leave that to us. Swiftperch is southeast of here, yes? Let's find them before the poison takes hold. You got it. I can get us there quicker. On this. Oh wait, on the ground when you're using it, does it... Look! It like, runs on its hands! Can I talk to them before we trigger the fight? There are more pressing matters at hand. Okay. The KA model Mammoth. KR and KR. The game is loud again. I need to lower its audio. Like, I can tell that the game is loud during the fight, because I probably have fight effects turned up very loud. So, I apologize for that. After we take care of that, we're gonna pause for just a moment. Okay, I think we've adjusted it. Stay on your guard, Arilith. We're being watched. By who? I can't stop these blasted hiccups. Please, you must aid Weiselum. That was too bloody close for comfort. Thanks for saving our asses, lad. Lass. Ugh. Thank the gods you found us when you did. Those potion sellers must have swindled us. One draft of elixir was all it took to send Zarek into the most furious fit of hiccups I've ever seen. Poor bastard couldn't cast a single spell. Who are you calling a poor bastard? If the Heartsting's toxins are at work here, we should be able to cleanse them with a sooner, just like last time. I'm sorry, did you say... No, sod it. We'll have plenty of time to chat after Zarek stops hiccuping up a storm. I hate to ask more of you, but if you could cast Asuna on my partner, it'd be much appreciated. I can speak again. You have my thanks. Bloody hells. First we waste our hard-earned coin on poisoned potions. And now there are killer mammoths on the loose. What's the world coming to? Who goes there? Show yourself! Oh me, oh my. Our spear-wielding friend is sharp of eye. Do you think that was supposed to rhyme? Oh me, oh my. Our spear-wielding friend is sharp of eye. You're the frauds from Aleport. Why, yes. And watching your scrawny compatriots suffer was the highlight of our evening. I admit, the poison was meant to silence him, but hiccups? 'Twas comedy at its finest. Perhaps the elixir reacted with the venom. Regardless, we've had our fill of fun from the results, so I shan't complain. Venom? Then you must be the thieving cowards from the Passage of the Unbound. Oh, my sweet fairy apple. You know us. I suppose that means we're famous. I can't believe it. Who am I kidding? Yes, I can. Indeed, I am the Passage of the Unbound's alchemist extraordinaire, the illustrious Arilith, and I'm so very pleased to make your acquaintance. Kokanoa at your service, Arilith's helping hand and master of mammoths. Your garb is ever so familiar to me, my dear. Ah, don't tell me. You hail from that little village in Tural, don't you? My goodness, you've come a long way. How was the voyage? Enjoying the sights? Enough! You've got a lot of explaining to do, starting with the reason you took the heart sting. Is this part of your organization's grand scheme? Well, the apple bites back. 'Tis true that my unbound compatriots harbor lofty ambitions, yes, but I have no interest in overthrowing nations. I merely crave the mires of chaos they've promised me. I aim to bring more laughter into this dreary world, one mischief and a few handy poisons at a time. Kokonoa and I are having oodles of fun expanding our repertoire of toxic treats. Yet there's no greater kill to our thrills than a healer who can whisk our hard work away. Unless, of course, I master a toxin even she can't cure. Oh, I do love a challenge. Now, I hate to leave you, my dears, but our work here is done, and we've a busy schedule ahead of us. Mammoths to mend, venomous misdeeds to master. Ta-ta for now, that is a long fuse. No, wait, damn you! Ugh, that stench. Smells like a corpse just shat itself. This odor is too much to bear. Take me home to the Twelves Woods, Waslum. The air is clearer there. Oh no, don't you dare give out on me, Zareg. We've still got a job to do. We mustn't keep our client waiting any longer. But we're in your debt. Thank you again for everything, Miss... Loashkana. And this here is Arilith. Take care of each other out there. Some kind of hunt's going on. Much as I'd like to track down the Unbound, I know better than to tread further into their territory without a plan. For now, I think it best we return to Limsa. I couldn't agree less, actually. Let's go. Thank you for the support back there, Arilith. Asuna truly does work wonders. And that Arilith, I can't stop thinking about what she said. My blood boils knowing that this is all some sick game to her. How dare she toy with the heart sting for her own amusement? Honestly, even the youngest children in my village have more sense. Still, we did make progress. Now that the villains have revealed themselves, it'll be easier to give chase when they choose to make their next move. In any case, I'll keep you apprised of the latest news as soon as I hear it. We'll be back to hunting before long. Yeah, in like 2 seconds, when I pick up the very next quest. Living among the deadly, Loashkana is staring wistfully into the horizon. Is she? No, she's looking at me. She's not even looking at me. So maybe she is staring wistfully into the horizon. Oh, it's you, Arilith. You'll have to forgive the dour mood. I don't understand it. How is it that Arilith and Kokonoa can so grandiosely reveal their names and identities, yet I remain unable to track them down? I've been following the latest hearsay, but I haven't had much luck. Not a soul's seen them since the incident with Waslum and Zareg. That's not to say I've given up entirely. Now that they know I'm on their trail, I suspect they're using my unfamiliarity with this island to their advantage. I dare say they're lying low outside the city. That's why I propose a trip to the Morabee Dry Docks. Folk here often speak of it, but I've yet to go there myself. So it seems as good a place as any. If you're game, I'll meet you there. It's like right over here. Yep, there she is. Oh, hey, look! It's Alpha! And he waves, and there's Omega! Hi, buddy. Hi, Alpha. You guys have fun now. Oh, there you are, Arilith. While I was waiting for you, this fellow came asking for help. Sorry to trouble you, but my little brother's gone missing, and I could use a hand finding him. He said he wanted to see the ships I made, so I started showing him around. But the next thing I knew, he was gone. Lad's probably got himself lost. Oh, that poor dear. I know we still have the heart sting to consider, but I'd like to search for this man's brother, if that's all right with you. Much appreciated. I'm sure we'll find him the faster with your help. You have my thanks. My brother wouldn't say boo to a goose, so I doubt he'd leave the docks on his own. He's got a mop of red hair like mine, so you'll know him when you see him. I cannot get off the southern accent. We'll keep an eye out. I know you're itching to search for him as well, but could I ask you to wait here in case he comes back? Let's split up so we can cover more ground. Good luck. Yep. I'm scared. Where are you? I'm right here. Huh? You're here to take me back to my brother? Back to my brother? You found the little one, Arilith. I'm so glad he's safe. I just wanted to see the ships my brother was working on. I thought I could see him better from higher up, but I lost my way. It sounds like you've had quite the adventure. But you were very brave today, so I'll tell you a secret. Even grown-ups get lost. I have an awful time learning my way around somewhere new, even with a map. True. I was a wandering mess at the start of Dawntrail. Really? I guess I'm not the only one. A smile. We like to see those. Now your brother's very worried about you. So can you promise me you won't go wandering off on your own again? I promise. I should say sorry to my brother too. Let's take him back. Back to a thought from earlier in this video, when I said I know Tank is coming out first. And the reason Tank has to come out first is not because I did it first, but because it also includes the quest that like unlocks all of the role quests. What does Redheaded Youth say now? Brother! Brother! Sorry. Anytime someone says brother now like that, just brother, all I can hear is Liquid Snake from Metal Gear. Brother. That wasn't even right. I was worrying myself sick over that little one. He could have fallen into the ocean for all we know. You're lifesavers, both of you. You deserve a proper reward, but I ain't got much to offer at the moment. Oh, we're in no need of coin. Just some information if you have it. Have you seen a Huron woman and a Lalafellan man around the docks in recent days? One is an alchemist, and the other a goldsmith. They'd likely have a few mammoths with them as well. If not, have you heard any rumors of food and drink that causes ailments when you consume them? Blindness or numbness, perhaps? Afraid I haven't seen or heard anything or anyone like that. Sorry I couldn't be of more help to you. That's alright. Knowing they haven't been around the docks is equally helpful. Well, that's good at least. I'll be praying to the Navigator you both find who you're looking for. Well, the Navigator, like I was telling a little Lalafell earlier. You know what? It's best that I don't tell you that they're dead. Any road, the two of us ought to be heading home. Thanks again for everything. Good fortune and safe travels to you both. Maybe I should have stuck with the southern accent for him. Still no word of the Unbound. But at least we could help those brothers. Children often let their curiosity guide them, which means they'll naturally wander off on their own adventures. I don't blame that man for worrying as much as he did. You seem to know a lot about caring for children. Something tells me you speak from personal experience. I do, in fact. I'm the oldest sibling in my family. Can't tell you how many times I've had to search for my brothers and sisters when they were growing up. Now that I think on it, I've barely even told you about my family, or my village, or anything really. I'd be happy to share a few stories if you'd like. The ocean view here is beautiful, so we may as well enjoy the scenery and relax a bit. Well, ain't this a pretty view? My people hail from the northern valleys of Xak Tural. We're a close-knit community of hunters for the most part. Children are given spears, well, practice ones, before they even learn to walk, and we hone our tracking skills from a very young age. Is it that surprising? It seems second nature to me. But then again, I've encountered my fair share of surprises here as well. Our village rests in a veritable sea of poisonous plants and animals, so the slightest injury on a hunt can prove deadly. Thus, we believe it prudent to begin our training as early as possible. Yet no matter how skilled we might become, accidents are inevitable, and the heart sting proves vital to our survival. Not only does it produce poison, it cleanses it as well. In the right hands, it can dispel some of the deadliest natural toxins known to mankind. It even purifies the beasts we hunt. In fact, our diet consists of highly venomous creatures, ones that would normally kill a grown adult if ingested. The heart sting allows us to lead a quiet, peaceful life in lands where others dare not tread. It always has. I suppose that's why I never imagined someone like Arilith would take that away from us. When I left our village, food stores were well stocked, but I can't bear the thought of my younger brothers and sisters going hungry. I must return the heart sting as soon as I can, for their sakes. I wish to bring back their smiles and make them feel safe, just as we did for that young boy. In any case, thanks for listening. Thinking of home puts me in good spirits. As long as I remember who and what I'm here for, I'll be alright. I know it. But I've kept you long enough. I think it's time we made our way back to Limsa, don't you? Oh yeah, back to Limsa. It was a much-needed reprieve, but we'll need to plan for our next destination, and soon. Well now, fancy meeting you here. It's good to see you two again. What brings you to Limsa? Nothing of import, really. Just a bit of restocking before our next job. But we happened to spot you along the way. Didn't want to miss the opportunity to greet our heroes. Our client arrived to swift perch in one piece, thanks to your timely assistance. Indeed. While I regret that you had to see us in such a pitiable state, we're both grateful for your aid. When last we met, you spoke of pursuing those two charlatans, did you not? Yes, that's right. They've stolen a precious heirloom from my village, so I'm doing everything in my power to return it to its rightful place. So that's the way of it. Bombastic as those two were, we've not seen hide nor hair of them in Aleport since. No word of any incidents like ours either. But I have a feeling they won't stay in the shadows for long. If we sniff out any suspicious incidents while we're out and about, we'll keep you informed. I won't say no to some extra pairs of eyes around the island. I've made my base of operations here in the city, so if you hear even a peep about a poisoning, you know where to find us. Boom, 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 boom. Well, we may not have found any leads on Arilith, but I'm glad we had a chance to chat. With Wislam and Zerig on our side, things are looking up. For now, I'll keep in touch with our newfound allies. Should I hear any news on our culprits, I'll be sure to let you know. You'll hear blah, 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 blah. Words are hard. You'll hear news, like instantly, like probably right now. Taste of a toxin paradise. Loashkana nearly jumps for joy at the sight. Arilith, am I glad to see you? I've just received word from Wislam and Zerig. Our culprits have finally been spotted. It seems the thieves headed for Upper Lanosia. I offered to make my way there as soon as I could, but Wislam and Zerig said I should hang back for now. Once they've gathered enough information, they'll be heading back to Ailport. Let's go and see what news they have to share. To Ailport, then? To Ailport. No sign of Wislam and Zerig yet. I don't mean to assume the worst, but I admit I'm a bit worried. Oh, I knew I should have insisted on going. I don't want them injured on my behalf. I say we head out and find them. Miss Loashkana! Terribly sorry for the delay. Wislam, Zerig, thank goodness. How did you fare out there? You found Arilith and Kokonoa, yes? Oh, we found them all right. But it didn't take long for them to find us. We were set upon by Kokonoa's mammoths. Oh, death by mammoths isn't an ideal way to go, mind you, so a retreat was our only option. Cowardly though it might sound, we needed to ensure we could keep you aware of the culprit's whereabouts. Before they spotted us, they were stuffing their little metal army into a skiff bound for Camp Bronzeley. Mark my words, they're plotting something new. Of course, it's entirely possible they seek a quiet route to eastern Lanosia and wish to bypass Bronze Lake instead, but a thorough search of the camp would be wise. Alas, the enemy you face is far beyond our capabilities, so this is as far as Wislam and I will be able to go. I'm sorry we couldn't provide more decisive information. Honestly, I should be the one apologizing. You've risked life and limb for me already. I never meant to push you past your limits. You needn't dwell on it. We're as eager to bring those criminals to justice as you are. Indeed. We shall, at least, take pride in knowing we could point you in the right direction. But we should take our leave for now. Wislam and I ran most of the way here. I think I speak for both of us when I say we could use a comfortable chair and a hearty meal. None can gainsay your strength, my friends, but I beg you not to underestimate that of our foe. Go well, and may your determination guide you to victory. Seeing our allies fills us with determination. Camp Bronze Lake. The ferry skipper spoke of the place my first time here. We should hurry and seek passage before Arilith and Kokonoa elude us again. I mean, I can just teleport. What a lovely camp. Now, if I were a half-crazed alchemist with a heart sting and a new scheme up my sleeve, where would I hide? Oh, everybody here's already in laughing fits. Ah, is it just me or are there pigs flying in the sky? Ah, it hurts to laugh. Oh dear, that doesn't bode well. To the upper levels, Arilith, quickly! Another hunt. poisoning the springs. You truly are the lowest of the low. You flatter me. 'Twas just a little poison, really, as a treat. I'm afraid I couldn't contaminate all the water here, but we're having oh so much fun with our shiny new hallucinatory toxin. Step away from the springs, Arilith, now. Protecting the healer, are we? How sickingly sweet of you. But you ought to watch your step as well, my dear fairy apple, lest you find yourself seeing stars or... Arilith, is aught amiss? Kokonoa, you look absolutely hideous. Or should I say adorable? Why, you're as bonny as a porcelain doll. Oh, the hells are you on about? Oh, very, very interesting. Yes, very interesting indeed. I believe I may have poisoned myself. Ooh, now there's a predicament. And guess what? Do you recall those antidotes I prepared at the base? Because I've forgotten to bring them. Oh, you are your own worst enemy, my dear. Do you know that? I suggest we retreat before you decide to dive headfirst into the springs for fun. Unbound scum? You think we'll allow you to walk free after all the chaos you've caused? That was not southern at all. Well, yes, actually. Have you seen Arilith? She's in no state to contend with you, and I've never been one for rough and tumble. Of course, you're welcome to give chase, provided you have no qualms about leaving these poor souls to laugh themselves senseless. Ooh. Oh, retreat though we must. I would call today a rousing success. Oh, but worry not. Ooh, my dearest bushel of busybodies. We've plenty more tricks in the store for you and the entire island. Whew. That was great. Seeing him with a giant porcelain doll head. Ugh. I don't sense any toxins in the waters anymore, so the spring should be safe again. What will happen to the toxins from here? Will the toxins affect the local wildlife? Will the toxins affect the local wildlife? Seeing as Arilith suffered from a taste of her own medicine, I doubt she's mastered much of the Heart Sting's power. As such, any poison she produces from it would be relatively weak. Most of her handiwork has already evaporated with the steam. One might compare it to the way those awful unbound smoke bombs dissipate. And thank goodness they do. In more capable hands, however, the Heart Sting's poison remains active unless dispelled with a Suna or another form of antidote. The same permanence applies to its cleansing abilities for our food. Now there's so much on my mind, but I think we've got bigger problems to address first. Let's make our rounds of the camp, then talk about our next steps. I'm going to have a look around the springs to ensure the toxins are gone. Are gone for good. Could I ask you to treat any victims you come across? I think so. Much appreciated, madam. I wasn't anywhere near the water when it was poisoned, but the toxic steam must have drifted this way. When I heard the rumblings about mysterious mammoths roaming around the camp recently, I was more than a little apprehensive, but I never expected those mammoths' masters would do something so cruel. Your efforts are helping us put this turmoil behind us, and for that, you have my thanks. But I can't simply let you administer this aid alone. I should tend to the remaining victims as well. Okay. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Befuddled bather. She doesn't look like she's laughing. Or at least she's not laughing violently. Also, I feel like her pants changed. My costume compatriots, they're gone. Farewell, my visions. May you revel on in my memory. They say laughter is the best medicine, though I feel far worse than before. Many thanks for putting an end to it. I think I've earned myself another soak and an extra flagon of mulled wine. Pleasant travels to you, healer. I thought, okay, just run away. Laugh where you lollop. Another hunt. Oh, thank the gods! I wasn't expecting to nearly laugh myself to death at a place meant for healing, but at least I can breathe easy. I hear you're chasing after the ones who did this. You're either very brave or very reckless, but I'm inclined to assume the former. Any road, all the laughing has exhausted me, so I may as well take a break from my soak. Thank you again for your kindness, and may the navigator keep you. How goes the healing, Arilith? Wonderful. I'm glad Asuna proved effective. For my part, I've given the springs a thorough look. The toxins have dissipated completely, so the bathers should be safe from here on out. As for Arilith and Kokonoa's antics, I've had a moment to reflect on everything. Now that our work is done, do you have a moment to chat? I'm well versed in the numbing and blinding poisons we used on our hunts at home, but something kept troubling me about Arilith's toxin. I've never seen anything like it. I had no idea it even existed among the Scorpion's gifts. Arilith may be inexperienced, but the fact she's learned to inflict hallucinations is cause for concern. Still, we should try to look on the bright side. She's yet to discover the heart sting's cleansing properties. Judging by the way she couldn't cure her own ailments. Knowing her as we do, I reckon she only has toxic trickery on her mind. Kokonoa, however, handled himself surprisingly well despite his exposure. Do you recall the man in Limsa who ate the poisoned apple? He claimed that Kokonoa took a bite, yet never suffered its ill effects. He must have some manner of immunity. But how? Reminds me of the attempt on the Sultana's life, or traditional Dunes folk families often drink poison teas to build tolerance. This reminds me of the attempt on the Sultana's life. It's scarred, Errol. That's quite the tale. So the real poison was switched for a sedative with similar properties. And as a Dunes folk, she regularly ingested small amounts of toxins to build a resistance against such things, which allowed her to awaken from her coma. I didn't realize Kokonoa might have had that sort of upbringing, but it would certainly explain why Arilith's tricks don't seem to affect him. Few in my village would ever think to consume potentially lethal foods or drink without drawing on the heart sting's power, yet the Dunes folk do it gladly. The more I consider our differing approaches to poison, the more fascinating it becomes. But I have a feeling the bathers won't want to hear over talk of poisons after what they've just been through. Why don't we continue our discussion in Limsa Lomensa? Okay. Whew. I know I've been anxious to ascertain our thieves' whereabouts, but things escalated far quicker than I thought. Your presence throughout the whole ordeal was a welcome one, Arilith. What was not so welcome were Elleret's parting words. Whatever she has planned for the whole island, it can't possibly be good. Her acts of mischief have only grown worse since I arrived in this city. We must take the hard sting back before she causes any lasting harm. Of course, it was Wysolm and Zarig's effort that led us to Elleret, so I'll have to thank them when I get the chance. In the meantime, I'll do what I can to track down our unruly thieves and report to you as soon as I'm able. Well, that's a good one. Arilith, I'm glad you're here. I'm on the cusp of a breakthrough in our search. Or I'd like to think so. This won't come as a surprise, but Elleret and Kokonoa went back into hiding after the Bronze Lake incident. With all their grandstanding, I wasn't expecting them to lay low for so long, but I doubt they'll keep it that way. Fortunately, we have prior experience to guide us. Until now, our culprits have traveled all over Vilbrand. They don't appear to be retracing their steps. I hear Costa del Sol attracts many visitors, so that seems a likely target. They say it's owned by an entrepreneur named Gegaruju. Perhaps we can ask if he's spied anything out of the ordinary. Well, he's something alright. What picturesque scenery! I hadn't expected Costa del Sol to be so grand. From what I gather, Gegaruju should be just up ahead. I don't suppose you've already acquainted with him. Yeah, for better or for worse, yeah. That's not very encouraging. But as long as you're on good enough terms, I'm sure we'll be fine. In any case, let's be on our way. Okay. Well, well! If it isn't our favorite intrepid adventurer, what business brings you to my abode? Why, yes, I did spy that lovely specimen of a Hyur. Alas, I was so entranced by her feminine wiles that I cannot recall any such entourage of Lalafellan men or mammoths. Ah, would that I never drank that wine she so graciously gifted me. A single sip and I saw oh so many stars. I thought them wonderful in those first blissful moments. I partook of the drink amongst my retinue of kittens. Yet as the rush of stars subsided, I found myself surrounded by a flock of unfamiliar faces instead. At first, I presumed the wine caught up to me faster than I had anticipated, but time passed and the unknown faces stubbornly remained. I dashed across the shore in terror. In the midst of the mayhem, I could hear her, the wine-wielding beauty, maniacally laughing in the distance with some other chap. I feared those cackles would be the last thing I ever heard. Which is precisely why I found it appropriate to slap the sense back into him. Judging by the way Master Gegaruju was darting around at the time, I suspected he'd been in his cups. Drank the whole bloody bottle, too. So if you wish to investigate the wine itself, I'm afraid that won't be possible. Can you blame me? Questionability of her wine aside, that woman was immaculate. A sight for sore eyes. Any gentleman of taste would have fallen for her tricks. Though we lack the drink in question, we received reports of mammoths roaming Raincatcher Gully not long after the incident. You intend to investigate this further? You'd certainly be doing us a favor. Any news of wayward mammoth? Wait. Southern. Any news of wayward mammoths is promising for us. We'll give the gully a look and relay to you whatever we find. Found it there at the end. Godspeed out there. Then our next destination is clear. But before we depart, Arilith, might I have a word? We will see you all shortly. Based on Gagaruju's account, it's safe to say Elarette's discovered a new poison. While similar to the hallucinatory toxin she used at Bronze Lake, it strikes terror into the hearts of its victims instead. I have a bad feeling about this. She's gaining proficiency with the heart sting at an alarming rate, so we must tread carefully when we next cross paths with her. As for the mammoths, Tokanoa doesn't seem the type to send them wandering around aimlessly. That's why I think they're bound to have some clues on them. If we can track those mammoths down in Raincatcher Gully, we may be able to discern what those two are planning next. Alright, to Raincatcher Gully it is. Bet you they're looking for a new kind of poison. A leaf. Or something. Flew right over the top of it. Here we go. Destination. Destination. Oh, no. Ruby, 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 oh, wow. Cardia myself. I still feel like the game's combat is really loud. Oh, we gotta fight this one too? And I don't know which of the options in the menu are going to turn down the combat. Deliver the survey notes to Loashkana. Whew! I think we've cleared out the mammoths. How fared your hunt? River survey notes. So they've been keeping a record of the island's rivers. Oddly enough, the mammoths I came across were patrolling the river as well. Now that they've tested their poison on Bronze Lake Springs, do they mean to take to the rivers next? Uh-oh. Arilith, watch out! Oh no! She was clipped! That mammoth. My. That dart was laced with a potent numbing toxin. But nothing bruises our favorite fairy apple, it seems. You never cease to amaze and annoy me in equal measure. She's like to have the same manner of immunity as I. Her village was positively brimming with poisonous flora and fauna, after all. I have a request for you, my dears. Would you please give up on your little trinket? Pretty please? I wish only to revel in the fruits of my devilry, yet you continue to spoil my every attempt. And trust me, I despise our conflict as much as you do. Indeed. Do you think we enjoy watching our finest mammoths suffer at your hands? Enough! If you truly wanted this to end, you'd hand over the heart sting. The scorpion's gifts were meant for The scorpion's gifts weren't meant for a petulant, childish criminal like you. Fine then. No more Miss Nice Arilith. But answer me this. Who have my antics killed? Who? No one, I remind you. So why must you refuse me? Why must the world refuse me? Our blighted society has never looked fondly upon my love of mischief. For years I despaired until my unbound family and its leader granted me the greatest gifts of all, love and understanding. So long as I remain an unbound, I care not what the wretched masses think. I shall play my tricks as my heart desires, and all who stand in defiance will know my wrath. That includes you, my dears. My next scheme will finally plunge this island into the chaos I so desperately crave, and I will stop at nothing to see it realized. Don't you dare! Sorry to worry you, Arilith. I'm feeling much better now. I'm ashamed I didn't see that mammoth's presence quickly enough. But I'm glad you came out of the ambush unscathed. That aside, I wish they didn't use such putrid smoke to make their exits. I don't know if my nose or my stomach can take any more of those awful bombs. With Arilith and Kokonoha gone, I doubt we'll be able to find much else here. Let's return to Costa del Sol and inform them of the latest. Yeah, I'll teleport right there. I mean, really, depending on what her grand plan is, this isn't that terrible what she's been doing. Poisoning people isn't great. Like, I will 100% give them that. But she's mostly just playing pranks. Shall we report to Gegaruju? No. And we're back! Back already? How fortuitous! Or ominous. Or both, even. I take it you found those wayward mammoths. We did. They were surveying the river. Surveying Vilbrand's waterways, are they? After the recent poisonings at Camp Bronze Lake, we have reason to believe the culprits are planning to make Vilbrand's rivers their next target. So the culprits are one and the same thing. I'd had my suspicions since I caught wind of the incident at Warm Wine Springs. Regardless, this bodes ill. We may not know which of these rivers they'll strike until it's too late. Well, I shall not stand for any more preposterous poisonings. It would be prudent to inform the Maelstrom of these potential horrors. The one who poisoned you, her name is Arilith. She stole something precious from my village, and I must recover it, no matter the cost. If you learn anything of her whereabouts or her plans coming in the days, anything at all, I'd like to hear of it as well. Hell's bent on finding her, eh? A brave one you are. Oh, I couldn't possibly deprive a lovely young lady of the information she requires. Worry not! Worry not, for my servants shall sally forth in your general direction the moment they hear of Arilith's newest misdeeds. Oh, thank you. That'd be much appreciated. She went English there. It's going to be an uphill battle, but we can't afford to let Arilith and Kokonoha elude us any further, Arilith. It's back to Limsa Lominsa with us. Thank you as always for your support, Arilith. Gegaruju was interesting, to say the least, but I'm glad we obtained the information we needed. don't know why I allowed Arilith to say her piece. I should have swallowed my pain and taken up my spear. We could have apprehended her right then and there, and yet... Oh, there's no more room for mistakes. The longer Arilith lurks in the shadows, the greater the threat becomes. Countless lives are at risk. The next time we find her, we end her tricks once and for all. For now, I'll remain here and await news from Costa del Sol. Bottle of mesquite juice. An antidote for anarchy. Loashkana is anxiously awaiting word from Costa del Sol. Hello there, Arilith. I've been on the lookout for anyone from Costa del Sol, but nothing yet. Perhaps we should travel over there ourselves, just in case. Mistress Arilith! Mistress Loashkana! Forgive me for the sudden entrance, but I bring a message from Master Gegaruju. Your quarry has been sighted in eastern Lanosia. Oh, well, I'm glad I didn't leave early. Thank you for bringing word. Where in eastern Lanosia were they last seen? Master Whiskey but recently received a report from Mistress Brayflox, a trusted associate of his. We're told a number of inbreakers with fighty tools and tinker dolls infiltrated her Longstop. We have little doubt the inbreakers and tinker dolls she speaks of are Arilith and her troop. I see. Then we'd best find this Brayflox and soon, oh believe me. She's a treat. Indeed. You'd like to find her by the entrance to her Longstop in Raincatcher Gully. My master and his associates wish you good hunting. His associates? The ones that made me prepare a banquet when we were getting ready to fight the Primal Titan. We should get a first-hand account from Brayflox as well. Perhaps she'll have more to tell. Let's be off, Arilith. Oh, that horrible, horrible questline. It is one of the reasons why, like, they need to figure something out for A Realm Reborn. Like, and I don't hate I don't hate A Realm Reborn by any means. I actually enjoy it. I don't encourage people to skip it, because there are a lot of things that are set up in A Realm Reborn that pay off in Endwalker, and it's awesome to see. But when everybody's sitting there, like, urgently telling you, oh, we can't let these primals run around unchecked, and you show up to fight Titan, and everyone's like, we gotta test you first. I need you to go get these completely unnecessary and unrelated things. And it's to throw a banquet for. Like, come on. So this is Brayflox. I told her she reminded me of a moblin, but I got a bit of a scolding for that. Not mobbies, she said. Gobbies. Yes, gobbies. And gobbies require hand-lending to backstrike at Endbreakers. Endbreakers bring big flock of tinker dolls to search for Watergush. Watergush? Does Arilith mean to poison the island's water source? This must be why they were researching the rivers. If the toxins are strong enough, anyone, or anything that draws water, would grow terribly ill. All of Vilbrand would fall into disarray. Poison makes no good for Gobbyflock, no good for Vilbrand. Narrow hearts in need of many punishings. This goes far beyond trickery. We must end Arilith's ambitions here and now. I doubt she'll come quietly. She has the heart sting at her disposal. But with your aid, Arilith, I know we can take it back. As soon as you're ready, we'll storm the Longstop. Oh, I'm ready. Well, this is it. Ready to storm the Longstop? Yes? She's waving to us. There they are. Oh, I knew bringing those bits and bobs for battle was a good idea. If you're after some manner of surrender, With heartfelt embraces and handing over of magic heirlooms, you've come to the wrong long stop, my dear. You monster! You plan to poison every waterway in Vilbrand, don't you? But of course! The trick is to let the poison stew for a few bells. With a healthy helping of those tantalizing toxins and a dollop of advanced alchemical processes, poof! This eyesore of an island will get a taste of my finest work yet. My latest masterpiece neither dissipates nor evaporates. And no amount of inherent immunity can save you from its influence. It may be safe to the touch, but one tiny sip will have you begging for mercy. There's no jest, my lord. I won't begin to describe what manner of havoc the experimental doses wreaked on me, but I will look forward to seeing how it affects the general populace. Oh yes, did you see how badly her hands just clipped through that top? The residents of Limsa Lomensa and its adorable little hamlets rely on this water. So very many people blissfully unaware of what's to come. And every single one of those wretches will be at the mercy of our malice. Every single one. If she unleashes those toxins into the waterways, this is going to end up far worse than Bronze Lake. Playtime's over, Arilith. I have the high ground. Your precious scorpion once hunted prey with these poisons, yes? Perhaps I should learn from its example and revel in the thrill of the chase. I suspect that's my cue to back away. I'd rather watch the chaos unfold from a safe distance. These venomous gifts keep on giving. My very ether is infused with their essence. So now, my dears, unbound, Arilith Venomheart. It's time I hunt you for a change. Bring it! All this talk of poisons, she could be a shard of Honeybee Lovely. I'll lead the charge, Arilith. You focus on healing. Let me give you Cardion and throw a shield on you. And attack. My dear sweet fairy apple, I'm afraid you've soured on me. Prepare to perish. A little poison never killed any. Oh wait, I lied. Ah well. Cast Asuna to cleanse. We need this cleansed in quickly. Here, let's take that healing. Cast Asuna. Those tonics are bound to take their toll if she's not careful. Oh, there's nothing to Asuna. There we go. Having a gap closer there was kinda huge, not gonna lie. That helped out a ton. I still feel like the fights are loud, but I think I got a little bit of it clear. Get that regen going. Honestly, it might just be a sound thing. Grow wary of your tenacity. Mammoths to your position. Oh, I don't feel so good. Alright, now we gotta fight the mammoths. Oh, I'm out of MP. How did that happen? Whoopsie. Someone was not paying attention to the things they were casting. I don't know which one's the real her. Hey, somehow I got it right. Not really convinced how. Gotta recover my MP now. Gotta stay on top of recovering my MP. I'm sorry, the what? Defective mammoths. No, no, not me! Faulty little shites! What in the hells are you doing? Initiating self-destruct protocol. Oh, these are all gonna go off like in order and it's gonna become a thing. I'll handle the rest, Kokonoa. Be a good little goldsmith and sit this out. Scorn of the Scorpion. Oh, we gotta fight the suffocate. I thought these were like a soak. My mistake. You wanna use your limit break already? Please? God. You are rotten to the core. Why do you persist? No, 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 my tonics! They've betrayed me! We just keep... You know what? I'm just gonna start punching her. Perfect. Punched her and the duty completed. Enough, Arilith! We must escape while we still can! A smoke bomb! Quickly! Ugh, fine, have it your way. She's out. That's not a smoke bomb! Wait! That's a goblin maid! Okay. Boom! Team Rocket's blasting off again! Sorry, wrong game. No, no, no! You'll rue the day you made enemies of the unbound! Ba ba da ba da 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 da. Ba dum bum. Bum 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 ba ba da ba da ba. She's left quite the mess behind her. Nothing the Heartsting can't detoxify, though. Let's hurry and clear away the poison. Are you gonna do it, or do I have to cast the Suna on the pose? No, you've got it covered pretty well. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. There you are, Arilith. We came running once we heard the explosion, but I'm pleased to see you're none the worse for wear. Ellerette and Kokonoa picked up the wrong explosive. We should consider ourselves fortunate that goblin-made bombs resemble unbound smoke bombs. Gobby booms and friendly faces win the day! Inbreakers go flying skyward. We made our rounds of the long stop as well. The enemy mammoths patrolling the place have all gone lifeless. Your treasure is safe, I trust? Yes, thanks to Arilith's support. Very good. Should those troublemakers survive the impending fall, they won't pose the same threat without it. If they do happen to show their sorry faces, oopsie. I accidentally pressed the button while talking. That's what I get for holding it against my cheek and talking. What's that? That's right. Crossworld. Alright, Loashkana, what do you got? Alright. Big thanks to Uplander. Many, many big thanks. The Heartsting is safe again. Thank you for everything, Arilith. And thank you too, Bravelocks. We might not have found Ellerette and Kokonoa without you. Bravelocks happy gives hand lending. Important for all good gobbies to offer hand lending to fellow gobby friends. It's an honor to be counted among your gobby friends. Now, as eager as I am to get the Heartsting safely back to Tural, I'd like to say my goodbyes to everyone here first, if that's alright. Wyslum and Zarek deserve to know how everything transpired in the end. For one thing, shall we make our way to Aleport? I think that's fair. Well met, you two. How fares the hunt for Ellerette? Sent them flying, did you? Now those are what I call good tidings. To think they'd confuse a gobby explosive for their own smoke bombs. Ha! Serves them right, I say. With Miss Loashkana's heirloom returned, we can breathe a collective sigh of relief. I, for one, am pleased there will be no more risk of poisoned elixirs. I wouldn't have wished those hiccups on my worst enemy. By the by, Miss Loashkana, I knew you traveled far to get here, but I didn't realize you hailed from Tural. It's quite a voyage. Will you be heading home soon? Yes, that's right. Vilbrand is a fascinating place, but my village is probably worried sick about me. And the Heartsting too, of course. Though your time here was short, you'll be sorely missed. We still have much to learn, but one day perhaps we might find our way to Tural as well. Oh, that would be wonderful, and when you do, I'll look forward to hearing all of you about your adventures. And you, we had a feeling you were no ordinary adventurer. Imagine our surprise when we learned you were the savior of the realm herself. One of our Yellow Jacket acquaintances boasted about meeting the Warrior of Light while investigating the serial poisonings. And that's when it dawned on us. She sends her regards, by the way. We've moms to go before reaching your lofty heights. But God's willing, we'll try to rise to the challenge. Indeed, you've given me much to aspire to as a fellow healer, and I shall do my utmost to follow your shining example. Be well, you two. May we meet again on distant shores. Thank you both for your help. I'll never forget it. It's time I returned to... Dang it. I did that one unintentionally on purpose. Like, I intentionally clicked the button, didn't think it would skip the thing. Alright, well, back to Tulio Lol to end this quest and tie it up with a nice, tiny little bow. Loashkana, and Arilith as well. Your combined presence here can only mean one thing. Arilith and I have brought the Heartsting home. So you have. I regret that I could not assist you, but I am relieved that all is well. Words cannot express my gratitude to you both. Taking back the Heartsting was no easy task, but I learned a great deal on my journey to Eorzea. One of the Unbound, a man called Kokonoa, possessed an inherent immunity to poison, built up by years of regularly ingesting small amounts. Rather than relying solely on the Scorpion's gifts to detoxify us, perhaps we might learn from these traditions and build up a strong immunity of our own. It would be prudent to prepare ourselves in case something like this ever happens again. If we're to continue living among the deadly, perhaps it's time we found new ways to overcome the challenges we face. Throughout my life in the village, I thought I knew everything there was to know about the Heartsting. But I now understand that the Scorpion's gifts can easily become a curse in the wrong hands. Its power can poison a single water source, threaten countless lives on a whim. Yet at the same time, its detoxifying powers can save just as many. I began to wonder, could the Heartsting provide succor outside the village? Should I... Oh. Excellent questions, all. Knowing what the Heartsting is capable of outside our borders, we must consider this carefully, for the future of our people. I am certain your father will wish to speak more of it upon our return. As you can see, our community has much to consider. We're to keep thriving. For the moment, I'm simply glad the Heartsting is back in Tural, and I can't thank you enough for your help. Until I met you, I'd never hunted alongside a healer. Knowing I had your support filled me with courage. Yours is a heartening presence, one I'm going to miss dearly. You have my gratitude and my trust, Arilith, now and forever. But as much as I'd like to, I won't keep you any longer. Nyapine and I have a long trek home. I wish you all the best, and I hope, no, I know, we'll meet again someday. Ba-da-da-da-do-do, ba-da-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Let's go. Bum 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 bum. Heartsting's a heavy burden. Well, thank you all so much for watching. YouTube, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below and let me know what you're thinking of these videos in this little series. And look forward to either the continuation of this quest line with patch 7.1 or the remaining role quests, depending on when this one releases in the series. Don't forget you can catch me live on Twitch at twitch.tv/CalebGames here, where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting between 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific time. I love you, YouTube, and I hope to see you around.